On a quiet night in Beirut, everything changed. On November 24th, without warning, a single building in the heart of the southern suburbs, in the most heavily protected Hezbollah stronghold, was ripped apart by a precision Israeli strike. No warning shots, no drones circling overhead, just a flash and then silence. But this wasn't just another strike. This wasn't just another escalation. Inside that building was one man Israel has been hunting for over 20 years. His name, Haytham Ali Tabatabai, Hezbollah's chief of staff, a commander so deeply embedded in the organization's secret structure that even many Hezbollah fighters had never seen his face. Israel calls him the ghost of the Hayya. Intelligence agencies call him the architect of Hezbollah's next war, and within minutes, he was gone. This assassination did not just shake Beirut, it shocked the entire Middle East, because killing Tabatabai was not simply removing a commander, it was removing a strategic brain, a living archive of Hezbollah's most sensitive military operations, from Syria to Yemen to the border with Israel. And the world knows exactly what happens next. Hezbollah never lets an assassination of this scale go unanswered. Tonight, we're diving into the details of the strike that could ignite the next war between Israel and Hezbollah. And we have too many questions to ask. Who was Haytham Ali Tabatabai? Why did Israel decide to strike now, deep inside Beirut's most fortified zone? And what does this mean for Lebanon, for Israel, and for a region already stretched to its limit? Stay with me, because what happened on that night wasn't just a military operation. It was a message delivered through fire that the conflict is far from over, and the next chapter may be the most dangerous one yet. This is Denzel speaking, and welcome to the World of Intrigue. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you're looking for more secrets to get revealed. To understand why the strike was so shocking, we need to understand the man Israel was hunting. Haytham Ali Tabatabai was not a politician. He wasn't a public speaker. He did not appear in ceremonies or give speeches. Most Lebanese and even many Hezbollah supporters never saw him. He lived in the shadows, and that's what exactly where he built his power. Tabatabai was born in Beirut in 1968, in a time when Lebanon was drowning in civil war. Like many young men from the southern suburbs, he grew up surrounded by conflict, Israeli invasions, local militias, foreign armies. Violence was not news to him. It was the world he came from. He joined Hezbollah when he was still young, and from the start he wasn't an ordinary fighter. He had something different: discipline, silence, and a sharp military mind. He did not seek fame. He did not want attention. He wanted results. Over the years, he rose through the ranks until he became the commander of Hezbollah's most elite fighters, the Red One Force. These are the units trained for the hardest missions: cross-border raids, special operations, and urban warfare. Israel accused Tabatabai of helping plan attacks across Lebanon and even outside it. They said he trained fighters in Syria during the war there. They said he supported operations in Yemen. They said he was the man preparing Hezbollah for its next major confrontation with Israel. Inside Hezbollah, he became known as the engineer, the one who could design a strategy, train men for it, and execute with discipline. He was trusted by the top leadership, the kind of trust that takes decades to earn. But what made Tabatabai truly important was not only his rank, it was his experience. He had survived wars, invasions, Israeli strikes, and internal conflicts. He carried decades of military knowledge, the kind that cannot be replaced easily. In an organization like Hezbollah, leaders like him are rare. They are the backbone of the movement's military strength. This is why his death is so significant. At November 24th, everything changed. A bright flash tore through the darkness. A building exploded into fire and dust. Windows shattered. Streets shook. People ran out barefoot, confused, screaming, holding their children close. This wasn't random. This wasn't a mistake. Inside that destroyed building was a man Israel had tried to kill for more than 2 decades. Haytham Ali Tabatabai, Hezbollah's chief of staff, one of the most powerful and secretive military leaders in the entire Middle East. He did not survive. Along with him, several fighters were killed and some civilians were injured. The strike cut straight into the heart of Hezbollah's strongest neighborhood, a place many believed was protected, untouchable, too dangerous for Israel to attack directly. But on that night, Israel proved otherwise. Why would Israel take such a huge risk? Why now? And why Tabatabai? The news broke that Haytham Ali Tabatabai was dead. Beirut felt a wave of shock. For some, it was fear. For others, it was anger. But everyone knew one thing: this wasn't an ordinary assassination. Within minutes, Hezbollah announced his death. They didn't hide it. They didn't delay the statement. They alone sent a message. They felt the weight of his loss. Crowds gathered in the streets of Dahiyya, even as smoke still hung in the air from the strike. People whispered his name like they were speaking about a ghost finally caught. Mothers held their children close, afraid that his death could bring another war. Fighters appeared on the streets, alert, nervous, waiting for orders. But the most insane reaction came from Hezbollah's leadership. They called Tabatabai a martyr, a hero, a symbol of resistance. Then came the line that everyone was waiting for: this crime will not go unanswered. Those words echoed across Lebanon, across the border. Israel had a very different reaction. Israel officials described the operation as a major achievement. To them, removing Tabatabai meant removing a dangerous mastermind, someone they believed was preparing future attacks on Israeli territory. Inside Israel, many felt a sense of relief, but also a caution, because Israelis know from experience when a senior Hezbollah commander is killed, retaliation is almost certain. And this is where the danger begins. For Hezbollah, this is a deep wound. Tabatabai wasn't just a military leader. He was a part of the inner circle that shaped Hezbollah's battlefield doctrine. Losing him creates a gap that will be hard to fill quickly. This could lead to internal pressure within Hezbollah to prove its strength, to show its supporters and its enemies that it's not weakened. Second, for Israel, the strike sends a clear message: no one is beyond reach. Not in Syria, not in Yemen, not even in the heart of Beirut. But the message comes with a cost, because by hitting a target so deep inside Lebanon's capital, Israel risks igniting a new cycle of violence that neither side may be ready for. Third, for Lebanon, the fear returns. A country already struggling with economic collapse, political paralysis, and social tension now faces the possibility of another conflict. People worry that their already fragile lives could be shattered again, all because of forces far beyond their control. And finally, for the entire region, Tabatabai death is a signal that the quiet, tense standoff between Israel and Hezbollah may be reaching its breaking point. It shows that the old rules, the unspoken lines that both sides tried not to cross, are being tested, maybe even erased. Every assassination has consequences, but an assassination at this level of a man this important in a place this symbolic can shift the balance of any entire region. And tonight Lebanon is holding its breath. The death of Haytham Ali Tabatabai is not just at the end of one man. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one that could reshape Lebanon, Israel, and the entire Middle East. Because when a commander this important is removed, the whole balance shifts. The death of Tabatabai is not just the end of one man, it's the beginning of a new chapter. One that could reshape Lebanon, Israel, and the entire Middle East. Because when a commander this important is removed, the whole balance shifts. Let's start with Hezbollah. Inside the organization, Tabatabai was one of the last remaining leaders with decades of battlefield experience. He trained fighters, built strategies, and supervised operations far beyond Lebanon's borders. With him gone, Hezbollah now faces something it hasn't faced in years: a leadership vacuum in its military wing. Yes, they will replace him. Yes, there are other commanders. But replacing a mind like this takes time. and time is exactly what Hezbollah does not have. Because the pressure is rising in the whole region, not only from Israel but from inside Lebanon. Because after years of economic collapse, many Lebanese are openly asking a question once considered very dangerous to say out loud. The question is, should Hezbollah finally disarm? Lebanon is tired, we have to know this. Tired of war, tired of losing homes, tired of paying the price for conflicts it did not choose. And after this assassination in the heart of Beirut, the question has become louder. Israel sees Tabatabai death as an opportunity. For years, Israeli officials have said one goal clearly: Hezbollah must be disarmed, not weakened, not pushed back, but fully, completely disarmed. They argue that without commanders like Tabatabai, Hezbollah becomes easier to pressure, militarily, diplomatically, and economically. Some in Israel believe now is the moment to increase that pressure. More targeted strikes, more intelligence operations, more calls through the international community to force Lebanon's government to limit Hezbollah's weapon. But Hezbollah sees things very differently. For them, disarmament is not an option, not after decades of conflict, not after losing key leaders, and especially not after a strike deep inside their strongest neighborhood. Inside Hezbollah, the pressure is not to disarm, it's to prove strength, to show that the movement is still powerful, still capable, still ready for whatever comes next. This is where the danger lies. Because when one side believes it can weaken Hezbollah and the other side believes it must show power to survive, the chance of escalation becomes higher than ever. Tabatabai death could push Lebanon toward two futures: a future with Hezbollah faces increasing pressure to give up its weapons, or a future where the region is pulled into a new war, one started not by choice, but by momentum. And right now, both futures feel frighteningly close. The Middle East stands at crossroads, and the next move from Israel, from Hezbollah, from Lebanon, could decide which path the region takes.